Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy 5Man ETV, back at it again with another video, man. First and foremost, gotta do it. Shout out to the Fire Squad, man. Y'all know how we give it up on this side, man. So I had to bring another video to y'all. Double Upload is back in the building. I had to drop two. If you haven't seen the other video, I'm gonna drop that one first, the one about the paranormal experience, and I'm gonna drop this one when we was like outside and it was crazy in the neighborhoods and stuff like that. So y'all gonna get a few of these. I had a few of these with some of the guys I grew up with. And I'm gonna go ahead and get straight to this one. I don't wanna waste no time, but before the video even start, I want y'all to hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to your boy 5Man ETV, because I got a lot of content coming, as you already know, man. Every week we're gonna drop these story times. You know what I mean? I got some other episodes coming up where I'll be discussing power, some other stuff coming up where I got challenges and puzzles and different little games that I'm gonna be doing, different collabs, all that, whether I'm with friends or other YouTubers. So I'm doing it all, man. But this video we're just gonna be chilling, but I'm also gonna bring y'all some another dope story time. So I'm gonna go with the first one off the top of my head. It was me and about about three of my friends throughout the day. So I'm gonna start with the beginning of the day, in the middle, and how the dramatic ending. So it's like a three-part story, but it's not as extensive because when drama happened and crazy stuff happened, you know what I mean, you react the right way, you know how to maneuver out of it. And I was one of those had to maneuver out of the situation. So let me get straight to it. So at the beginning of the day, we know what it is. Every year it's the same thing. You know what I mean? You got your big groups running around through the neighborhoods terrorizing people. They got paintball guns. That's the worst. Then you got your eggs. And then you got people that's just, you know what I mean? You got people with guns. I got story time coming next week. I'm gonna do it the week before of Halloween, because I got my haunted house video dropping on that day, and I also got my movie that's connected to the haunted house. So you can see the haunted house and you can tap back into the movie. So that's my goal. That's my goal, God willing. That's my goal, to drop both of those on the same exact day. So, you know what I mean? So y'all can get the backstory of everything. So with that being said, let's get straight to it. So beginning of the day story. So like I said, it's different things that happen. You got your people that run around and throw eggs. They do drive-bys with paintball guns, all that. And we was in the midst of everything, like different blocks, got different cliques, people, you know, the regular gang. So you got to be watching out for the people that's really into it in real life. So we was in the midst of all of that. We right dead smack in the middle. So first part of the day, I had to go, I had to make it to the block that I was really, you know what I mean, that I hung out on. I used to hang on my block while I was from. I had a crazy block. You know what I mean, I have to take y'all through that one day and all that. Shouts out to my block over there where I grew up at, over there on 105th. Not gonna say too much, but y'all gonna see it. It is what it is. I'm not over there no more. I'm not hanging out over there like that. I go visit sometimes, but anyway, had to figure out a way. So we had these little cuts. So I'm in the middle of the block, dead in the middle of the block. So I have to run straight through the gangway, or go across the street, go through the back, and I'm cool on my block. These are, you know what I'm saying, my people or whatever. So I went straight through the little gangway, which is like the side of somebody's house, but it was vacant next door, so it wasn't like no fence blocking. So I go through that one. And then it's the next block. I gotta get through there. It wasn't too hectic right there. You know what I mean? You can smooth through there. Then I made it to the block I had, you know, I was trying to get to. Went to my homeboy crib, my homeboy Greg. Y'all seen him on that episode 1 where we was talking about pre-social media and post-social media. Go check that out if you haven't. Scroll through my videos and you'll see it. Homeboy Greg was featured in that. So that was cool. I touched down at his crib. Now, our only mission was to be on defense. I'm gonna say that for the sake of the video. We trying to be smart and just make it through the night. Now, it sounds funny for the fact that we could have probably just posted up in his crib, or my homie Mac down the street. We could have did anything, but we wanted to be outside and enjoy ourselves. So we had to be protected. So our way of protecting ourselves, we did something crazy. Y'all don't judge me. This was years ago. You know what I mean? Over 10 years ago. We went to get, he had canned food in his house, and this is a fact. He can vouch for this. I'm gonna have him, you know, vouch for this in the comment section, so y'all gonna see that. We had canned food we was walking around with. We had like Anything we can grab, anything. But that was one of the worst things that we had. I remember having canned food. Matter of fact, that's probably what we had. So we walking down the block, and we go to the corner store on 103rd. 103rd is a main street in Chicago. From Chicago, you know. So we went down to about 103rd and Prairie or whatever, and it's a store called Buy and Save that used to be there. They changed it. I think it's like a Dollar Tree or something. I can't remember. I've been out there. I be out there sometimes, but I don't be really paying attention. But it's a whole different store right now. This is, like I said a while ago, and it was like a family that ran it, and it was this young dude that worked in the store. He was on top of the roof, and he was throwing eggs off of the roof onto the block that we usually be kicking it at. We had seen some of the little homies down the block, and we stopped and talked to them, and they throwing eggs off of the roof or whatever, and we throwing stuff back. We throwing cans, like we throwing like tuna cans and beans in the can, all that. We throwing it on this roof, trying to hit this shorty. Now, I want to say we threw like 3 or 4 cans. He threw one after one. He threw one. Now, when it came back to me, I know it feel bad when I revisit the story. I told this story so many times to my friends, but I want to bring it to y'all. So I threw a can back on the roof. And now you can hear it hit the roof, like it's toot, toot. You hear the steel hitting the roof, toot. That's normal. But when you hear that silent, like I know, like I ain't hear nothing. I know it hit him because all you see was the little thing that he had to crawl back down and close the little roof thing. That happened, so he went in there. It was funny. So we stood, cracked jokes about that, laughed about that. Now, I'm not sure if he knew who he was, but we was in that store almost every day. Matter of fact, we went to go buy eggs at that same store later in the day. You know what I mean? Right after we ran out of the canned goods or whatever. Let me see. We threw that. So I'm like, yeah, we gonna head to the store in a little while. So we chopping it up with the shorties. Now, we got the eggs. I had a carton and he had a carton. My homeboy Greg was with me. We young, so don't go back and judge him either. We had to defend ourselves. So we get the eggs, we post up a little bit. We come back later, like a little while later. We touch down at his crib, at my homeboy Matt crib. We touch down at his crib and we leave back out. So we walking down the street, just me and Greg. I think, yeah, it was just me and him. Now we had this other block up the street where they was like really on some hood, you know what I mean? Regular hood stuff. They was out there for real, like they had the paintball guns. They had the little shorties with paintball guns, eggs, and all this. And I'm fast. Like I said this in one of my story times while I ran, where the dude put the gun in the back of my head. Y'all might want to go check that out. That was a crazy experience. That I think I dropped that a few weeks ago. Go check that out. But moving forward, this is the second part. The second part, me going back out for no reason again. You know, I can't say like it was smart for me to go back out, but I did. You know what I mean, it's our neighborhood. We just felt like, all right, let's get it. So, what happened? Oh yeah, so we walked down the street with the eggs. I got eggs in my pocket, and I had like eggs in my hand. So I had 2 in my pocket, 2 in his pocket, and I remember this because that was just a little system that I thought was smart. I had a few in my pocket, 1 in each hand, and had a carton like in the middle of my jacket or whatever, and it had a little waist, you know, like the elastic waist, so it's not just the carton not gonna fall. I just can't squeeze it. So I just was holding it if I had to like jog a little bit. So we'd jog across the street, like, you know what I mean? Can't get caught lacking running across the street. So we ran across the street. We go right back to where the Buy and Save store is. Now, I blame me for this. This is the funny part, but it was wild. Like, I don't know. Like, I can't really blame me, but I blame me if you catch my drift. Just listen. So we get down to where the shorty them, and they not outside. We trying to. This is where like a little, what we call a pit stop in my head. Like we gonna post right here, see what's going on. And we just gonna go 103rd, and that's where it's active at. Like everybody, every neighborhood is gonna cross 103rd. There's gonna be some action on 103rd. And we just want to be a part of it. I feel like we were just, you know what I mean? Being young, that's it. Can't really vouch for nothing. So we still stood in front of their crib. You know what I'm saying? We ain't just gonna stand on the sidewalk and look like targets. So he was like, man, what you wanna do? Now imagine the store where we were storing the cans is like at an angle from me, like to my forward left, and it's an alley right there, and it's an alley right here to my right as well, right where the shorties was at, where we posted at. So I'm like, man, let's just go across the street, go through this alley behind the store, and we can post in front of the store, and something happen, we can run in there. So, kid you not, as we approach the alley, it's at least 30 to 40 people coming through this alley. Now my homeboy Greg, he don't run like that. Like he don't run. Either he not gonna run or he give you a light jog. He not giving you nothing else. Like we done been into a lot of situations where he needed to run, but he didn't. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he did a little bit, but wasn't like this aggressive, like I don't want to get caught into this jam run. He don't run. I don't know what's wrong with him. But I thought that was hilarious that this man do not run from nothing. Not being tough, just like, man, you know what I mean? It is what it is. So I sprint to 103rd, you know what I mean, on the same block, and they shooting paintball guns. I'm hearing they throwing eggs. I sprint. Now I run straight across the street. Now, that was dumb on me, but I didn't get hit. I almost got hit. As a matter of fact, let me say this part. I run full speed across the street. Like a busy street, no stop sign, no light, no nothing. Just a regular two-way street, oncoming traffic going both ways. I sprint fast, like cars just on this side, the side that I'm on, miss me, and the car on the other side. Now, I know if I was slow or like my timer was a second, like a split second off, I would have got towed up. I would have been flying in the air somewhere. Because when I ran, because I'm thinking they had real guns. That's just my, you know what I mean, my instinct kicking in. I run and I felt the heat from this man's hood like on my body, like on my right side. Like the left side I got past kind of swift. Like I can see maybe 3-4 feet away from the car. Still that's not, you know what I mean, far. But the second car to my right, I felt that heat and I run straight into KFC. It's right because Van say on the same side we was on and KFC was across the street. Now he got lit up. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't know if I wanted. It's not embarrassing. Years ago, he not gonna be like, oh man, like why you tell him all that? Like we've been through that. I wish he could be here for that, and I know he'd be wanting to do story times with me. We're gonna do some. I'm really gonna try to make that happen because I think we had the most experience out of all of the guys as far as like stuff happening. I was always with him, like every day. So yeah, so I run across the street and I'm looking outside. I see him approaching the corner. He talking to one of the dudes. I'm like, oh. So I'm like, all right, we straight. So I go out there and I run across the street. And I'm telling him, I almost got hit by a car. He turned around. I'm like, dang, they lit him up. Like all I see is paintballs all over, different colors all over his back. He got eggs. You know what I mean? He smashed his egg. It was all crazy. So we walked back down the block. We chopped it up with dude only for a second. You know what I mean? We ain't posting standing around talking to this man all day. Now it get to the nighttime. Now this is a longer story than I thought, but it is what it is. It's gonna be a late upload. Know this is a late upload, and if you're watching this the next day, man, appreciate you. Shout out to you. But yeah, later on that night, this one to get real. This one, like a lot of stuff could have went bad. I might be mixing two things in together, but it don't matter. I'm gonna go back to the other one, and it makes sense too. No, yes, too. I'm on track. This is right. This is right. So later on that day, I'm fast forward to that night. We just posted outside this our neighborhood, whatever. We just posted outside, and we seeing groups of like 30, 40, 50 people, literally in groups, just swarming past the corner, running down this way, chasing this group, chasing that group. We in the alley where we hoop at, watching, you know what I mean? Like they just swarms of people running by. They throw eggs every now and again. This time we just threw eggs in the crowd with them people. I know they got hit because, you know what I mean, whatever. Like they were just more so running from the people that they was running from. So yeah, so that happened up until this moment. So this moment, I'm not gonna say no names. I'm not gonna, incriminate nobody because it was a crazy situation. So it's not funny. So this one didn't get a little serious. So we knew these guys from down the block. They was always outside. People know who they are. You know what I'm saying? We went to school with them. They were standing outside, and what was they at? Oh yeah, so they stayed across the street from my homeboy, and we would post up outside. My bad, I put my hand in front of the screen, front of the camera. We post up outside, and we're just talking to them. Like we don't really talk to them a lot. We speak. They cool. Like I ain't had no static with nobody like that, but they was cool. We went over there, chopped it up with them for a second. Now, you're from the neighborhood, you're gonna see guns and all that. So we did see one. Now, the guy who had it was sloppy drunk. Like he was out of it. And we all standing in a group about 20 of us, 20, 30 of us. And we about to walk to the other side. Now we got 103rd that's active, and then we got 107. We walked to 107. And that was the dumbest thing we could have done because we walked with them. We didn't have to. We could have stayed on the block where we was at. So, but before that, as we standing outside, this dude that's drunk with this gun, he dropped the gun right in front of us. Now it's loaded. It's, you know what I mean, off safety, all that. He dropped it. Gun could have went off, hit anybody in that circle, and like I said, about 10 people disappeared. Like, nah, I ain't about to run around with him if he like that or whatever. Now we felt safe. That made certain people feel safe, so they still kicking it with him. And we did go with him. I don't know what was wrong with us, but it was so many of us. I stayed in the middle. Gotta be smart, but it's not as smart because if you really got to take off for somebody in your way. But anyway, I was in the middle just in case. Like we had little moments where people seeing who we was, and we had paintball guns in the crowd, blah blah blah. So we walked to 107, like 2 blocks down, 3 blocks down, and this situation changed my perspective on really thinking things was one way and it wasn't. So we get down to, I'm gonna say 108th. Matter of fact, we wasn't on 107th. Yeah, we walked to 108th. So we walked like 3 blocks down, and we see somebody we knew. I heard the name. And this is years ago. I don't remember. This is high school. Matter of fact, we was in high school, and I'm looking down at the car. This car pulled up in the corner, and then, like I said, it's like 20, 30 of us, and somebody in my group got the real thing on them, and I'm thinking they got paintball guns. No, sir, no paintball guns coming out that car. They were shooting, boom, 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 boom. Like, it's so loud, people yelling and laughing, because they was like, hey, what up, y'all? And they start saying names like, what up, ain't that shoe, blah, blah, blah. Saying people names. We thinking it's cool. Like, yeah, that's, you know what I mean, y'all buddies. So they shooting paintball guns. Now, one of the guys that we with that had it on him, shot in the air. And I'm standing right next to him because I'm thinking he was shooting at the car. So they still shooting out the car. Now, I didn't notice that they were shooting a real gun, and they were. Now, this is like magic. If you pull up your driver's door to the sidewalk, it's a straight shot down the sidewalk. If you pull up straight forward, and then this is the car door on my left. I'm the driver, and then all I see is sidewalk right here, and this is where I'm shooting at. I'm on that sidewalk. The people next to me are not on the sidewalk. It's like 2 people on the sidewalk. Me and maybe the guy with the gun and another guy. I'm on the sidewalk because I'm thinking, I don't know, so much chaos going on, people scattering everywhere. So people knew what was happening, and I didn't because it was so loud. Like, it was what it was. And they finally started grabbing people and like pulling them to the ground. So I laid down on the ground, the car skirt off. So we get up out of there. I run full speed back to where I was supposed to be, in the neighborhood where I'm cool at. It's not as much stuff. We see people running around this block, but not specifically on it. Now, you know what I mean? We make it back. We still see other groups and get rid of the eggs, throwing it at whatever people we seen, whatever. Not saying I'm proud of these moments, but it was fun for the moment, but that wasn't. Because I didn't know. I didn't even know. Even that night, I didn't know what was going on. To the next day in school, the dude that was standing next to me, he showed me his jacket, and he's showing the holes in his jacket. He didn't get hit, but he showed me the holes, like, you know what I mean? Like, through the side of his jacket. You seeing like 2, 3 holes, bullet holes in his jacket, and I was standing right next to him. And I think it was either him or somebody else that pulled me down next to him, and we was laying on the ground. So as they were shooting, I'm standing next to him. It was going through his jacket, and we laid on the ground. Now, the other guys that they said they talked to, they was just like, they thought they was like, when the guns were shot in the air, they thought they was shooting at them, but they had paintball guns in the real thing. So they was shooting paintball guns at first, and then they ended up shooting the real gun. So that was where it got hectic. You know what I'm saying? So those are one of the most, moments where I'm like, I gotta be more alert. Gotta start thinking with my first mile to just post up over here. It was cool over there. Like, we was in the middle of where all the crazy stuff happened. My block where I grew up on, crazy stuff happened, but I used to go over there just to hoop and chill with some of the homies I went to school with. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that was just one of those situations where I just had to bring to y'all. This happened on Halloween, so I got to stay with the theme. It's a long video, but it is what it is. I had to get the details out to let y'all know what it is, man. So with that being said, I'm gonna end this video off right here. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know some of y'all crazy Halloween experiences, whether, you was outside, crazy stuff was happening, or, paranormal, it could be anything. I just want to hear what y'all got. No matter who you are, you coming across the video, You know what I mean? Salute to the Fire Squad. Drop me some fire emojis in the comment section, man. We got more coming. I got a lot of editing to do. I got a lot of stuff coming up. So I've been real busy on my YouTube vibes, you know what I mean? And I got a lot of stuff coming, like for real. For real, I do. So I'm gonna be uploading like crazy. Y'all gonna see it coming. So I want y'all to stay in tune with me, man. It's your boy Fireman ETV. Like, share, subscribe. You know the vibes, man. I'm uploading this real quick, man. So shouts out to y'all, man. Salute. Peace. Until next time, y'all.